All right, we are live. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? I'm Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist, your favorite PR strategist in San Diego. And today, we're going to talk about attracting celebrities to work with your business. And for the average person, this seems extremely outlandish. We'll talk about some of the techniques I've developed that have worked really well, helped me to make incredible partnerships with people. And the number one surefire way that can work for nearly all of you. And it doesn't cost anything really, and it doesn't take a ton of effort. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a PR strategist out of San Diego. I've worked with Hollywood celebrities. I've worked with congressional candidates. I've worked with New York Times best-selling authors, all kinds of people. The power of celebrity has the ability to drive so much traffic to your business. And when you start making partnerships, friendships with celebrities, and it could be, when we say celebrities, it doesn't have to be Hollywood. I have breached Hollywood. I have had Hollywood level clients, Emmy award-winning clients. I've worked with some people that are pretty high up there. And the biggest thing to remember is that these relationships take an extra few steps to develop, but once you have them, they're going to pay off dividends. Celebrities have much larger audiences. They have access to resources, and they have much larger networks, which can be very useful. So when I say celebrities, I want you to think of athletes, politicians, musicians, could be actors, could be famous entrepreneurs, whoever. So keep the word celebrity fluid. Keep it open. So it's not just movie stars. Just to be really, really clear. All right. Right at the gate, before we get started, let's give a shout out to Mike's Damascus Knives. Boom! Mike'sDamascusKnives.com for your EDC or kitchen knives or utility knives. Check them out. Mike has been on Forge and Fire, and he handcrafts these knives from his forge in Utah. Does an amazing job. You get your own customized sheath when you get a knife. Mike's Damascus Knives.com. Find them on Facebook or on the main website. Great company. Love what they do, and they're a lot of fun to cook with. Okay, let's get to what we came for. The number one way that I found in order to partner up with celebrities is to get them interviews. That's it. And this sounds hard, and it's really not. And I'm going to explain how. So the first thing I did 10 years ago, I created a magazine, and I taught myself how to do it. So I created a media platform. And any of you guys can do this. A media platform doesn't have to be a magazine. It can be a YouTube channel. It can be a series of branded interviews on Facebook Lives. It can be StreamYard. It could be a freaking podcast. It can be whatever you want it to be. Your creativity is the only limitation, right? But I would strongly suggest, Chelsea, that you start some media platform, just anything, okay? A podcast is free to start. A magazine's free to start. Facebook Lives are free to start. And all you have to do is come up with a logo, come up with a theme. Now you have the ability to procure interviews. So I took it one step above because a magazine is a lot more complex than a podcast or a blog. It just is. There's a lot more working parts. You have to get a main website. You have to get hosting. There's a lot to it. But I founded Shift Advanced Life Design magazine. You can read it at shiftlifedesign.com for free. I founded it, and once I had a magazine, all of a sudden, I now had this superpower where I could reach out to freaking anybody and say, hey, we'd love to profile you for the magazine, and we're not going to charge you. We just want to talk about your projects and what you're working on. And even though my magazine wasn't huge, I started getting yeses. And I mean early stage. I got a very famous member of SEAL Team 6 who'd fought in Mogadishu and had written books Dr. Howard Wasden. He passed away in a plane crash recently, but I got an interview with him in issue 2. And at that point, I realized, oh, this has teeth. This works. People still want coverage. And so don't let anything get in your head to where you're thinking, oh, no one's going to want to interview me or be interviewed by me because, you know, I don't have Joe Rogan numbers, or I'm just starting off, or I have 2 listeners, or blah, blah. Don't let that shit get in your head. Okay. Don't talk yourself out of it. It's important that you show enthusiasm, and you will get some no's. Damon John was like, from FUBU, was the only guy that ever said no because my numbers weren't big enough. And I'm fine with that. Joke's on him. My stuff goes out to 16,000 veterans in a Facebook group. And then it goes out to entrepreneurs all over the country, some international people, whatever. So in his mind, just because he doesn't see a follower count of 1 million, then that wasn't a go for him, and that's okay. So what I ended up doing, I reached out to all these people and started getting a lot of yeses. And so I interviewed Scott Oldford and Steve Sims and one of the members of Delta Force. And then it started getting stupid because I made a relationship, business relationship with Sean Kanan from Cobra Kai. That in turn led to me meeting Daryl Vidal, who was also in Karate Kid. And then just recently I was at a film shoot in LA and Martin Kove showed up, you know, from Rambo 2 and Cobra Kai and Karate Kid 1. He was the bad sensei, Kreese. And I was 10 feet away from him, just watching him act. Spectacular. But all this started because I secured a media interview with Sean Kanan. And this opened up all these doors. So the next question that people will ask me is, well, Rob, I don't have a media platform. I don't have time to start one. Is there any way I could still attract these celebrities to work with or make these relationships? And actually, the answer is yes. And so even if you don't have a media platform, guess what? You know a lot of people that do. You know, well, Rob has a magazine. You know that Richard Kaufman has the Vertical Momentum podcast. If you sat down with a piece of paper and you looked all over LinkedIn, you looked all over Facebook, people you know, you can easily find 5 to 10 media platforms that do regular interviews. Okay. Rich Kaufman, Lauren Harris, Jim Burgoon, Marie Waite, Brett Davis. There's so many in my world, in my network. And if you just sat down and started writing them down, every time you see somebody with a podcast and you pitch on their behalf, there you go. And this is a win-win. So you go to the podcaster, you say, hey, if I send you a celebrity, will you interview them? And they'll say yes, of course, because you've just done all the hard work for them. And then guess what? You can reach out to any celebrity you want. Say, hey, I've got a listing. I really like what you're doing. I appreciate you. I have a listing of like 5 media platforms, podcasts, and people that do regular interviews. We want to interview you, and we want to promote your products. Nobody's going to say no to that unless they're stupid. Nobody. Okay. So this technique is really freaking easy. So don't let it get in your head that you can't do this. You absolutely can. I made a list one day of the people I want to interview, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to get at least 30%. I'll tell you right now. If I write down 10 celebrities that I want to interview, I could get at least 3 of them, maybe 5. And it's just a numbers game, and it's just a matter of making the offer attractive. All celebrities, all famous people want interviews, and they pay a lot of money for PR. And if you're handing them interviews on a platter, even if they're smaller interviews, doesn't matter. If you're like, hey, I have 5 guaranteed interviews for you right now, would you be interested? Of course they're going to say yes. And then you're gonna make this friendship and this connection. And then from then on, you can ask them for favors and you can start working back and forth. Sean and I built up this awesome business relationship, Sean Kanan from Cobra Kai, and he's an actor on like The Bold and the Beautiful. He's Deacon Sharp, And him and I became good friends. We've met in person probably 2 times. And him and his wife, Michelle, they're the nicest people ever. They live in Hollywood. They're just doing all these cool projects and movies and stuff. But the point is, it all started because I reached out to him and said, hey, Sean, I love what you're doing. Let me interview you. And I gave him the cover of Shift magazine. Easy, easy. So anyway, guys, if you're serious about getting celebrities to partner up with you in business or getting closer to them or getting to know them, get them interviews. That's the secret. Dead serious. Start a media platform, start a magazine, start a blog, start a YouTube channel, start anything where you can do interviews. StreamYard is $97 a month, and I use it all the time. This is how I've connected with some of the bigger names in entrepreneurship and a lot of millionaires and a lot of high-end people, is just throw them an interview request. And you'd be surprised how well this works. I do have a dream list of people that I'm going to reach out to, and you're going to be surprised at who will say yes for Shift Magazine in 2026, because I'm going much bigger. Anyway, hopefully this gave you some ideas, MK and Brian SD. The power of celebrity cannot be emphasized enough. I was literally on a movie set last week in LA with a crew of 60 people with Sean Keenan and a congressional candidate, and all because I started a media platform, started interviewing people. So anyway, I hope this gave you some creative ideas. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you need help with your PR or visibility for your business, check it out at GarciaGlobalMedia.com. Ron Garcia, the Warrior Strategist, helping you with all your PR and visibility needs from my amazing HQ in Hillcrest. I will see you guys next time, and as always, stay fearless.